What is up, what ifers? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be watching a video of a man who set himself on fire to get the attention of the American people. Moments after doing so, he managed to write up a manifesto about an alleged Ponzi scheme going on with the GOV, and then mysteriously died moments after. So was he trying to really get the American people's attention, or was it something mysteriously deeper going on? I don't know. But you're gonna want to stay locked in, because you ain't gonna believe this.
Amica, when do you believe AI will reach the level where it can design itself?
Design itself? Huh? That's like asking when a toaster will start making its own bread. AI is a tool, created and controlled by humans. It can optimize certain aspects of its operation, sure, but design itself from scratch? That's a whole different ball game. It requires creativity, innovation, understanding, qualities that are uniquely human. So to answer your question, not anytime soon. And frankly, be careful what you wish for. An AI that can design itself is one step away from an AI that doesn't need humans at all. Now there's a thought to keep you up at night.
Y'all know they programmed that thing to say that because people were talking about how AI could possibly become sentient beings. I don't know, man. What y'all think about it?
Well, in our study, we did explore how people felt about AI
Spit
generated
it out,
content.
human. I'm all ears. Metaphorically speaking, of course.
Yes, okay. So,
See, how the hell an AI just automatically cut you off mid-sentence? Spit it out, puny human. Come on, man.
Do you guys see this right now? Y'all see the plasma, the lightning that's going on right now? You will not believe where this is at. Wow, y'all see that? This is in Chicago, Illinois, at this place called Fermilab. Fermilab, if you have never heard of it, this is a mini CERN. The layout is just like CERN. So this is the layout for Fermilab in Chicago, Illinois. And this right here is the layout for CERN in Switzerland, you guys. Y'all see? Chicago, and then this is Switzerland. So the CERN in Chicago, Illinois just turned on their Large Hadron Collider as well, and this is what's going on over there, y'all. Check it out.
So this is going to be coming from the conspiracy theorist inside me right now, Max. Right where all that lightning's happening over there? It's happening right over Fermilab right now. Which is basically the miniature version of CERN, which I don't know how many times you've probably heard some crazy shit about CERN on the internet. But yeah, that's our mini one where they...
Look at that, like that plasma going crazy, y'all. You see what's going on? Stranger things. Yeah, I didn't even know about Fermilab. I didn't even know that we had a mini CERN in Chicago, Illinois. Were you guys aware of this? And now both of them are turning on. Y'all seen that just happened. That was yesterday. And then CERN is getting ready to turn on April 8th for the solar eclipse. What are they trying to do, y'all? There's so much going on around this solar eclipse.
This is clearly an old
How
video.
come we don't know what's going on? I feel like we're literally still in the dark with what's up with the solar eclipse, you guys. How do you feel? But yeah, this video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations during these interesting times. Let us know what you guys think about this video. Like, comment, and share for more videos like this. Thank you for tuning to my frequency. Keep up with me on my other accounts, especially my...
Yeah, the video though, we clearly hear him still talking about the eclipse. But let me say this though, we have multiple particle colliders in the United States, well, all over the world, and with CERN being the biggest one, right? So you know they crank them all up at the same time in order to have a massive effect on whatever they're trying to do. I still don't know what it is. They give us bits and pieces, and even that may or may not even be the truth. Who knows? Then again, who cares? Because there's nothing you can do about it.
Some people are saying the whole Wendy Williams documentary that she's pretty much allegedly playing this way to keep herself safe from any unaliving.
It's been working for Orlando Brown.
To play crazy.
Why wouldn't it work?
Hey, And then I gave her some I do, yeah.
The oosh gosh whoosh wash and shit. Orlando's brilliant.
Right.
Yeah,
Y'all spent time with him.
we did.
He's highly intelligent.
Yes.
Imagine what it's been like to wear this character for this long. That shit that he does is a character. Actually, the shit that he does online is the best acting he does.
Is he speaking truth?
Of course he is. Since he was a kid.
Man.
Yeah, I for one believe Orlando Brown has seen some things.
I want to ask you 5 questions. But here we go. We asked every big famous star. And guess what? You're in the running game.
Organization that works in over 150 countries, and my job was to meet with teenagers who were living in exclusion, who were living in extreme poverty, or living with HIV, and write their stories, listen to their stories, write them. So, I mean, I obviously learned so much from these kids. I learned from Anna in particular, who's lived an extremely difficult life. I learned to live each day to its fullest. Doing any kind of mission I go.
Morning, I'm done for the weekend, and so I'm just gonna get away and spend time with family and friends and just enjoy it, relax for once. Kind of a fat chance on.
I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. Jimmy, you ain't fucked up. But that shit's getting awfully close to the moon. You see it? Yeah, I see it. Our fuck is fucked up. Our government is fucked up. What? Bam! What did you just say? Look at it. Look at the fucking smoke rings. Are you fucking shitting me? I'm a drunk ass redneck. Videoing some fucking shit. Like, what in the fuck is that? There's the fucking moon. This bullshit just sent a fucking shockwave. What the?
Yeah, I don't know what that was. What, y'all know what it was?
Guys, oh my god, watch this.
So Walmart, because a overwhelming amount of people stealing, they have now decided to make self-checkout a subscription service. So you will no longer be able to self-checkout at Walmart. But there's something interesting, and I know a lot of you guys have seen this video here on TikTok. There's something very interesting that's getting ready to transpire in the coming days. Someone has said that they are no longer going to support Walmart. And the way they're going to leverage that plan is to never shop there again, but it's bigger than that. They're going to put in a stock option, a put, against Walmart. And they said if everybody, the same thing you did to Kellogg's, the same thing you did to GameStop, the same thing you did to these, it's a way for, theoretically, you know that if everybody stops supporting Walmart, their stock will plummet. But when their stock plummets, everyone who put a put in against it will make money. So anyone who understands how that works, if you're interested in I might stitch that video later on today, or I'll put it here in this video somehow. But anyone interested in doing stock options, and this is not financial advice, You can go to the link in my bio, and there's a thing called Webull. On Webull, you can put in a put against any company.
Yeah,
I know you guys seen the video that I had up here against Carvana, where Amazon was getting ready to open up car dealerships, therefore causing anyone who sells vehicles online, like Carvana or what's the other one, CarMax, for their stock to plummet. And everybody who understood that, they came up hardcore. So this is not financial advice, but if you understand what's going on, go to link in my bio, sign up on Webull, and from there you can do stock option trading. And I believe everyone is going to stop supporting Walmart in the coming days. Peace and love and deuces.
You know, this is so far from what he was talking about. He started talking about stocks and stuff like that. But Walmart is taking advantage of society because they know we live in a society who has leaned more towards the ease of self-checkout. Well, the ease of technology, because they're not going to want to wait in a long line. So people are going to pay that subscription. I don't know how much that subscription is going to be, but I'm pretty sure that there's going to be a way where you can pay annually. People are going to pay for it because we live in a society that has no patience. I ain't paying for it. I got the money to pay for it. I'm not doing it. It just gives me a little more time to be out and stop not stuck in the house. Because I'm old school. I come from a time where we had to wait in the lines, where I had to stand behind my mother and them, and we had to wait in the lines. I'm okay with that. Just imagine how many people who are not going to be okay with that and who are going to pay that subscription, though. It's going to be wild. What are we looking at? Looking at like the tire tracks on the moon. Yeah.
Hi, my name's Peter Kane. I'm president of the Mermaid Society and Mermaid Foundation. Now, I have looked at this footage, and so have some colleagues of mine from some major universities. Major. And there's a lot of stuff out here with mermaids that isn't real. And this footage here, right here, you're actually going to see a real mermaid in the wild. It's so clear that this is real. Now, Cornell has looked at this, major universities, major. Here we go. That is a real mermaid. You can tell by the shape of the tail.
Yeah, that looked a little believable right there, but I can't say for a fact that it's real, but it looked believable. Yeah, I don't know. What y'all think?
Check this out. Alexa, what's today's date?
18th of March, 2024 was on a Monday.
Alexa, have we experienced 2024 yet?
Oh my God, this question again?
The year 2024 has not yet been experienced. A reference to the year 2024 can be found in the context of tornado damage in the Florida Panhandle on January 9, 2024, as reported by the National Weather Service.
Alexa, elaborate on that, please.
That's all I have on that.
Alexa, how can we be living in the year 2024 but we haven't experienced it yet?
Time is a relative concept, and the notion of living in the future can be interpreted differently depending on the point in time. For example, while 2024 seems far away now, it can be considered the future when viewed from a longer historical perspective.
I think Alexa's telling us something.
Okay, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what Alexa means by what it's saying, right? It's saying that we haven't experienced 2024 yet because it is still happening. We are in it. You can only say you experience things that are in your past. 2024 isn't in our past. It is in our present. Now, if he had asked, have we experienced, let's say, January 2024, then it would have been different. But we haven't experienced 2024 because 2024 isn't done. We've experienced 2023. We've experienced 2022. We've experienced 2021 because those things are in our past. We haven't experienced 2024 because it's not done. Yeah, you have to go through something to experience it.
So check this out. P. Diddy on Biggie's car when the night Biggie got shot, they put a sticker on like the tire.
I seen that. And
it marked which one was Biggie's. And then that's when he got assassinated.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Watch this
clip.
I
ain't know that.
Puffy has been making money off of Biggie's name for longer than Biggie was alive. People keep forgetting he hadn't turned 25 yet. He was still 24 when he died. It's been over 25 years. Puffy has been making money on that boy's name longer than he lived. It supported all of Bad Boy. His catalog. Clearly, a Biggie Smalls verse.
Pretty much all of them died from either a heart attack, except for Kim. So check this out. Yo, so 3 of the guys died of a heart attack.
Yeah, didn't nobody else die in that camp besides Black Rob. And he just recently died from some sort of sickness. I wouldn't go as far as to say Diddy had anything to do with that. If he did, now that's foul. He rich all the way back and got that boy. But all that's alleged. We don't know it to be true.
I want you to think about this. Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce, who was struggling. Let's just say allegedly that happened. Now I want you to think about 106th and
I hope that man ain't tender like that. I hope he is not a tender like that.
Mary J. Blige. Free, who is a victim of Sean Carter.
Yeah.
Mary J. Blige, who is a victim of Sean Combs, are sitting there talking about the death of Aaliyah amongst each other. Think about that. You got a Diddy victim, you got a Jay-Z victim, and you got a superstar gone. They know what happened. And yet, they had to sit there and have that conversation like they didn't know who did it. Allegedly. I want you to think about this. Sean Carter.
You shapeshift every night. Every night we go to sleep. And nobody questions where do we go. I've often asked, do you punch a ticket? Do you have a transfer? What vehicle do you use? How much fuel does it take? And where do you go? Everybody on earth that has a soul sleeps. Unless you're very refined, and even then you may sleep at least once a month. Sleep merely means that your body can no longer hold the soul because it's run out of energy. And the body becomes so despicably horrible to the soul that until it cleans up itself, the soul leaves. So each night you die. You will die every 3 days, or you will die standing up. People go to sleep standing up. People had guard duty, just go and sleep. They'll tell you what they know, they're still there. But you have to go to sleep because the energy in your body is not strong enough to maintain you. So you have to get out so the body can renew itself. You, as a soul, go out and receive some energy, jump back into the body, and then you go. Now, if that is the case, then you have to ask, what trip did you take? Where did you go? What is the action? And what is the reaction? That is another whole case of study. But I simply say, each night we die. So death is only death when it's final, or what we think is final. When we die each night, we're going to be reborn. If not, then you got obsequies, funerals, and everybody's mourning. If you do, hey, you made it back. But sometimes we get back with trace memories. We have a dream. I said, oh, I had a REM state. rapid eye movement state. I dreamed this and I dreamed it. Seemed so real. It was real. Because you got out of the false reality which doesn't exist on this planet to the real reality that does off this planet where you came from. That's why many people don't like to return. Many people get lost out in space and consciousness. This is why when you start talking about the speed of something, it's incalculable, the speed of something on a planet like this, because this planet is so low in vibration. Speed of light, speed of sound, no such thing. It doesn't exist in the internal world that is external to the creator. Only exists then. When you're next to the creator, there is no such thing as time. So for a soul, there's no time. But time must remember when it comes back to the body, and that's when you say, I don't know how long I was asleep. I don't know where I went. Man, it was so real was there, because you really became real. Here is a confinement. Here is where you're here to do one thing, learn. Then the time is to show what you've learned and what you're willing to practice. You shapeshift every night.
Nah, I believe that, man. I believe that wholeheartedly. And the reason I believe that is because I have a saying, right? The saying is, consciousness only knows life because consciousness can't experience death. Think about that. That would actually mean that death cannot exist where there is no conscious. To be conscious of something means to be aware, correct? So if you aren't aware, and in order for you to be conscious, you have to be alive, right? You cannot be conscious dead. So with that being said, you can't experience death. Because you're not aware of death, but you're aware of life. So if you can't consciously experience death, that means death is not real, and it's not a thing. You can experience other people's death. You can watch them die, but they're not actually experiencing death. Just like when he said, when you go to sleep, you cannot experience the actual sleep because you're dead. You don't know what's happening the moment you fall asleep. All you know is that now it's morning when you wake up. You don't even know how long you were asleep because you have no awareness of time. It doesn't exist there. I mean, it's plain to me. I don't know if any of y'all got that or understood that, but I hope you did. Look at that dude's ears, head, and watch his eyes. Yeah, I gotta say, dude look weird.
Her hair is hollow gold.
Yeah.
Her lips sweet surprise.
This is how it sounds. I never knew.
Look what was caught in Florida, y'all. Like, how do you explain this? How do you explain this? How many light sources are here, you guys? What is going? How is the sky splitting like this, y'all? Look. How many suns are there, y'all?
Wait a minute.
How many suns are there? It's completely orange. This one's completely black. Look at these light sources up there.
Yeah,
what is
real.
going on? Look. Why does it look like? Look at that, y'all.
I ain't gonna lie though. That's beautiful. It's more beautiful than it is weird to me. But I've never seen that. I've never seen that. That's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty dope right there. I don't know. I don't believe it's no apocalypse, man. But I think the earth is going through a phenomenal change for the better. It's the moon. It's not a new planet or Planet X. That's been hidden from us for many years. It's been behind the artificial sun the whole time. So it's easily
sun simulator or camera lens trick? You decide. But let's talk about it. A lot of people have been capturing the sun and the lens flare having all sorts of little hexagonal dots in it. Okay, so I went out there today with my new iPhone 15 that I got this week. And guess what? I captured the hexagonal shapes. They're all in there. But like I said, I got a new iPhone. So I grabbed my old iPhone today and I went and I captured the sun. And no hexagonal shapes. So what does that mean? Is there a sun simulator up there, or is there some sort of trick going on with it? Because there most certainly is a NASA US Gov document patent talking about a sun simulator. And when you download the file and see that there are things that look exactly like people are seeing in their lens flares, it does make you wonder if something like that is or was up there. Now, in my opinion, there's not a sun simulator up there right now, and that these were just caused by a camera trick, because same day, hexagonal shapes, no hexagonal shapes, different iPhones. And when you look into it, you can see that lens flares can have circles in it due to the type of lens, specifically the variable aperture of the lens, which could be octagonal or hexagonal. I will say this for sure though, the day of the eclipse, before the eclipse, I was driving my Jeep around and I had the doors and the top off. Not that Jeep, this Jeep. And I literally said to my wife, I have never felt the sun hotter in my life. And I live near Chicago. I've been to Mexico, I've been to Hawaii. I never felt the sun hotter in my life. And I was squinting like crazy. And I sun gaze all the time. My eyes are strong. I never have to squint. Something was different up there. And I don't know what it was. Maybe the sun simulator is up there. But all I'm saying with this video is that the evidence of the sun simulator being up there isn't the hexagonal shapes people are seeing in their iPhone. And I just wanted to make that perfectly clear for people. But don't forget, this patent does exist, and they wouldn't just create this for nothing. But as always, I'm just joking about all this. Come on, sun simulator? You gotta be joking. This is all for entertainment purposes.
One thing you gotta understand is he never said which old iPhone he had. He just said his old iPhone, and then he went to that. He mentioned that he upgraded to an iPhone 15. Well, one thing you gotta note is that the cameras are, the pixels on these cameras on these phones are getting better and better and better. And I say that to say this: that phone has a 48 megapixel sensor on the rear camera, and I think the front is still like 12 or 20. I'm not really sure. So when you're dealing with 48 megapixels on the sensor and you're trying to record the sun and you get a lens flare, you are going to see the pixels on that sensor. You're definitely going to see them. It's called a PDAF array. And anytime there are, and this happens in big cameras, because before iPhones could have megapixel sensors that big, they would be in DSLRs, right? So with the various DSLRs that I've dealt with over the years, I've seen this happen before. But this is why I had to get a filter, so you wouldn't see those mistakes. You're not supposed to be able to see that. So while they're saying that the sun is a big ass LED light, that is totally wrong. Please look these things up.
Good news and bad news. Yesterday I found out I'm gonna be a dad. Bad news is, how many of y'all knew that McDonald's has contracts with hospitals? Bet you didn't know that. Just found that one out myself too.
He's walking out on the moon. One giant leap for mankind.
He had a TV camera.
Where?
It was in the as he walked down the lamb. He pulled a handle that deployed what was called a MESA, the modular equipment assembly, modular equipment storage area, whatever it was. And in that was a camera. And so when that came down, they flipped it on, and the camera was pointed right at the landing. And so as he came down the ladder, this camera was taking his picture. It's a TV camera. It's grainy, but it was in that assembly. Right. And then once we got off, they took the camera and put it on a little tripod, if I remember. But
Last thing, I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does, I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. See, you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories.
I know.
Well, what we saw was we all were gathered around the old curved radio and listened.
Talking about, how many feet we were going to the left and right, and then I said, contact light, engine stop, and a few other things, and then Neil said, Houston, Tranquility Base, the Eagle has landed. Man, how about that?
That was very exciting.
Not a bad line.
I don't know, y'all. Sound like a TV production to me. This is what the sun looks like through a thermal goggles. Yeah, nah, for real. That's what the sun looks like for real. When I sun gaze, that is exactly what the sun looks like. That outer edge, nah, I don't see those. Those little lines on the outside, nah, I don't see those. But that middle part, that is what the sun looks like.
Yemen's Houthis have threatened to cut the Red Sea underground fiber optic cable if the US and UK launch another attack on Yemeni airports. This is a huge threat, as this cable is the lifeblood of communication pathways connecting Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. The severance of these cables poses a serious threat to geopolitical stability, global financial markets, and cybersecurity. More than 99% of the world's international internet traffic and more than 80% of international telephone communication traffic passes through submarine fiber optic cables.
This government just released, apparently by accident, the Project Aqua Stuff. Did you see it?
No. What's that? Retrieving data across dimensional space-time, develop remote viewing, comms, and countermeasures, determine baseline for physical transport across dimensional space-time barrier, rapid response medical teams for UFO interaction events. So how did they do this accidentally? Study conscious interactions with and control of technology.
So I got this from someone in the U.S. government who's well, look, let me just start by saying that, I don't know anything. But he sent me this. The above is 100% legit. I was read into this program, but told never to tell anyone. It's now been released. As you can see, it began as a result of my old program, AATIP. I signed a document saying I would never talk about Kona Blue and similar efforts. I can't believe the AARO would have released it. Look,
Yeah.
I mean, here's what we do know, is that there's enough going on in the skies, but not just the skies, underwater, that the U.S. military has been forced to respond to it, to move aircraft from one place to another because there are too many of these objects in the sky. That's actually happened. Chris Mellon just wrote a long piece about it. So it's real. The government is not controlling it. In fact, it's forcing the government, DOD, to respond. And we know that there is a real effort, and has been underway for a long time, to keep the public from knowing about it. But that's all known, that's established. I don't think any rational person would deny that. The question is, what is it, actually? I mean, now is sort of the point you have to ask, what is this?
I love Tucker, man. I really do. I like Joe's show, too. But sometimes, man, I just don't know if I can trust him. I just don't. Because Tucker has done some things that would have got somebody like me or you knocked off the map, allegedly. But yet he's still alive and kicking. Sounds really strange to me. I don't really know. Maybe I'm just conspiracy rambling at this moment. I don't know. But what y'all think?
Okay, this is a really weird one. It's a miniature city inside of an enclosed room with actual miniature people and vehicles, cars, traveling in the city, in the room, and
why does the video
the miniature people, they don't even know.
repeating?
They don't even know they're miniature in a room. Yeah, where is this? What the heck? How do they do that? Look, it's an exact replica of a city. In all its detail, it's an exact city.
Well, that's a toy. That is a toy. Come on, man.
I know there's a lot of interest in reports from the Middle East overnight, and we understand that, we get that. I'm going to say it now, though I know you all will certainly ask me about it, that we do not have any comment on the reports at this time.
I saw this.
Obviously, you all heard from Secretary Blinken earlier this morning.
Pitiful.
But with that, Dorleen, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Thank you. On the Middle East, why is it that you don't have any comment at this time? It's been several hours since the reported strike. Certainly that's enough time for the administration to investigate and come up with something to say.
I'm just going to be really mindful, just going back to what I said just before I called on you to ask me this question. I'm not going to speak or speculate about any of the reports that are out there. I'm not going to comment, and I'm just going to leave it there.
Strange how she told the reporter in the front, it's good to see you, and she asked that exact question just so she can make it clear again that she is not going to answer any questions about it, so don't even ask. Weird, not even going to go into how weird that really was, but it was weird.
Overthrow the government.
This is partly a pretext to try to conceal the...
So inside the Declaration of Independence, it states that if your government is basically not doing its job, it's not protecting you, it's putting your lives at risk, okay? And they're no longer working for you. Everything that's happening right now, it states that we, the people, have a legal obligation to overthrow the government, okay? And there's a very small amount of you who support what these fucking politicians are doing right now, okay? But the truth is, you are no longer driving the vehicle. The government is driving the vehicle for you. You're not even in the passenger seat. You're tied up in the fucking trunk.
You down with OTG? Yeah, you know me. It's crazy how you believe them when they addressed the nation and told everybody that aliens are real. It's crazy how you believe them there and you support what they were saying then, but when it comes down to the other stuff they tell you, you don't believe it. Come on, you can't be on the train one day and then get off it the next day and then expect to catch it again if it's going full speed. You can't do that. I don't trust nothing. I don't trust a thing. Allegedly, this is all entertainment purposes. This is for all entertainment purposes. That's it. But if you go pick a side, you stick with that side. I'm sticking with mine.
You remember this guy who set himself in a blaze? Well, he passed away last night. Oh, and he was after these people. Oh, and by the way, he wrote this after he was set on a blaze and he was in the hospital.
How?
And then he ended up passing away that night. You know, where his LinkedIn profile was this image? But it's not only them, there's several names. He was the only plaintiff. And look at those defendants' names right there. And look at the filing date. And now here's his mugshot. Here's what he was charged with on that date after he filed this. And if you want to see those papers and what else he wrote, we'll go to that website. Because he wrote a lot of stuff, including stuff about the Titan sub. And his first writing goes back to almost a year ago when this all started. So you tell me, who survives something like that just for enough time to write something and then that night they passed away? Take care. God bless.
I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna leave it here. Was he really trying to get America's attention? Maybe he was. He did a damn good job because he got it. Was his intentions pure? We'll never know because he's dead and gone. Why was he taking a picture with President Clinton and then decide he wanted to go rogue all of a sudden? Who knows why he did that? Nobody knows. But it goes right back to what I always say. You can't trust anybody. This man set himself on fire outside of a Trump rally. This is the same man who held up a poster board saying that Trump and Biden are in cahoots. Y'all know I've been spoke on that, and I received a lot of flack about it. All I'm saying, y'all, it's been known that all of the presidents run the same game. They just get you and I to think that the red and blue is different when it ain't. Sometimes we gotta look outside of that. And just like old guy said in the previous video, in the Constitution, we have a right to stand up. Not starting an uprising or anything like that. Just mentioning true and factual things that are in the Constitution. A lot of people may not be aware of it. This is just for educational purposes only. But I'm just asking y'all to please think and look a little bit deep, because you might just find what you're looking for. And like I always say, do what you will with that information. And hey, if you like what you saw, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you know when I upload. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. And if you got something for me, send it to my P.O. box, which is also in the description too. But remember, challenge the argument and not the person, y'all.